Hello everybody, JohnControl back here again with another video, and today I bring you another top 5. This week I'm going to give you my top 5 TV shows of 2014. Seeing as how this year is coming to a close, even though personal-wise, this year wasn't the greatest year for me, but it was a great year for TV shows and movies. We got so many great movies that broke box office records and broke the mold of what you can do with not only drama, but also comic books. So there was amazing stuff on both sides of TV and movies. And seeing as how this year is coming to a close, I thought what better way to do my personal top 5 favorite shows of 2014, and then next week I will be giving you my personal favorite top 5 movies of 2014. So generally look out for that. But anyways, before I get started on this list, I want to make it perfectly clear that this list will be subjective. It's my personal list, so obviously everyone has different tastes in TV shows. Lots of people love horror shows, lots of people love more comic book shows and cartoons, mostly cartoons and stuff, so obviously everyone has a specific preference when it comes to TV shows, and even reality shows, so everybody has a different preference, but I'm only going to be considering the shows that I personally really liked, so of course things might get any different, but of course in the comment section below you can leave me your personal list of your favorite and what you consider to be the best TV shows of this year. But anyways, also I will not be including any overly popular shows, and what I mean by that is that I'm not going to consider a show that everybody considers to be popular, but I don't personally watch. For a good example, Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones could be considered the most popular TV show of this year, and it probably will. But I don't watch Game of Thrones. I'm not personally a fan of Game of Thrones, so I can't really say that that Game of Thrones is going to be on my number one pick of the best show of this year because it's popular. So obviously shows like that and The Walking Dead obviously have a humongous fan base, and some will consider to be the best seasons slash TV shows of this year, but I'm not going to be doing that because obviously I didn't watch this year's Walking Dead season, and of course I'm not a fan of Game of Thrones. I might be soon because I'm going to be getting into it, but as of right now, this specific top 5, it will not be a part of the list. But anyways, that's neither here or there. Also, I will be considering specific genres for this criteria of the top 5s for this one and next week's top 5. So, out of the criteria, I will only be specifically choosing TV shows from one genre at a time. I will not be considering like all of them being comic book TV shows or cartoons or comedies or reality shows. This is the basic criteria that I'm going to be choosing for this top 5 and next week's top 5, which is animation, comedy, horror, comic book, and drama. So those are going to be the specific criteria for both this top 5 and next week's top 5. So that's basically how I'm going to be doing things. But anyways, let's get started on this list. I've been rambling far too long. Coming up at number 5 has to go to American Horror Story Freak Show. American Horror Story, of course, is an anthology series. It's one of my personal favorite shows out of this year because it just gave me something that neither the previous American Horror Story seasons gave me, which was something that's relatable, something that piques my interest, and something that actually terrifies me in a good way. Everybody has their personal preference when it comes to that specific show. Like they love the first season, they love the Asylum, they love the Witchcraft season or whatever. But this one was my personal favorite, and this season is the one that got me into American Horror Story. Everything about it is awesome. The music is great. The actors are great. Jessica Lange, awesome. She does a great job as always. Kathy Bates is awesome too. Evan Peters did a great job. Emma Roberts obviously was awesome. The music was great. The overall show and atmosphere was amazing, and the horror is always top notch. The season is yet to be over, but overall, this one definitely takes the cake for best horror show of 2014, and that's just my personal opinion. But moving off of that, going at number 4 has to go to Louis. Louis is, of course, one of the best. Louis C.K. is obviously one of the best comedians out there today, and his show obviously does a great job overall every year. Obviously, he's a great writer. He's an awesome director. The cast, the guest stars, the overall comedy, it's just great. Every year, he just gets better and better. And every year he has something new to say and something new to put out there. And it's just great overall. Louis is just an awesome, amazing TV series. And I'm pretty sure everyone would agree overall. So personally, there was a whole bunch of great comedies that came out this year. But I think Louis definitely takes the cake. But anyways, moving off of that, going to number 3. Has to go to South Park. Now, you guys pretty much know that I'm a hardcore South Park fan. So, of course, it had to make the list. Of course, there were other previously awesome shows that premiered this year. Also, there were returning shows that came with more seasons, and they did a great job as well, like Bob's Burgers, or like Aqua Team, Squidbillies, all those Adult Swim type of stuff, Rick and Morty and stuff, even the Nickelodeon stuff like Legend of Korra and stuff like that. They all did a great job this year, and they did a killer job at provoking awesome animation. But South Park just takes the cake. Every year, I say this every time I talk about South Park, every year they come back with a new season. They just get better and better, and that's something that no other show can say. The Simpsons can't say that. Any other shows, Family Guy can't say that. Those shows can't say that. South Park does a consistent job at provoking awesome and serious issues and a comedic value, and the animation is just great. And I just love the South Park characters. You already know my personal preference. So, anyways, South Park did a great job, and they're always going to be my favorite cartoon series overall. But anyways, moving off of that, going into number 2 on my list has to go to The Flash. The Flash, I'm pretty sure everyone can announce and bow down to the CW for giving us possibly the greatest comic book TV show of all time. I mean, CW did a great job with Smallville. They did a great job with Arrow, and they continue to do a great job with other shows and new comic book shows to come. But The Flash just broke their records. If you look it up, Flash broke CW records that haven't been, smashed before. Like Arrow can't say that. Other shows on the CW can't say that. Vampire Diaries, all that other, the 100 and shit like that. They can't say that. The Flash is the one who did it. And The Flash is hands down the number one show that everyone thought was going to fail and fall on its face because, everybody thought, oh, Grant Gustin, oh, he's a terrible Barry Allen. Oh, the show's going to be terrible. But then when it broke out with its pilot, everyone shut the fuck up, and Flash is hands down the greatest comic book TV show to ever hit the streets. And personally, everything is great about it. The science is awesome. The superpowers are great. Grant Gustin as Barry Allen is awesome. It's top notch. He's great at provoking drama, and of course the character's biography, and not to mention the great comedic value that Barry Allen always brings, because obviously he's a young superhero, so it makes sense for him to be very comedic, and it works to his credit. Grant Gustin is also a great person in and of itself, so it's kind of good that they got that for Barry Allen. And of course, everyone around them is just awesome. The actors they brought for supervillains, the co-stars, the various other crossovers with fucking Arrow is just awesome. A++. It's just amazing. The Flash, no other comic book TV show can touch Flash. Arrow can't do it. Gotham can't do it. Constantine, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. No other comic book TV show that's on right now cannot touch The Flash. So The Flash is hands down the best TV show that has come out this year, nonetheless. But anyways, before I get to my number 1 pick, let's give out some honorable mentions. First off, The Big Bang Theory, Mad Men, Sons of Anarchy, that almost got on my list, but sadly, I've yet to see the finale, so we're gonna have to wait and see. But anyways, Sons of Anarchy had a great year for showing off their newest and final season. But I still have to see that finale. Arrow did a great job as well. Constantine, Gotham, we got also really interesting shows, like The Blacklist. But anyways, moving off of that honorable mentions, let's get into my number 1 pick, my hands-down favorite, and I consider to be the best TV show to hit this year overall. It has to go down to HBO's original series, True Detective, yes. HBO obviously does a great job at provoking awesome, dramatic TV shows. You know, they gave us The Sopranos, they gave us Boardwalk Empire, they gave us, you know, so many awesome TV shows. And this year, they gave us one of the best TV shows that I think is going to be hard to top, and that is, of course, True Detective. True Detective was hands down the best thing that happened, and it's just so awesome. Like, everything about it is so great. Woody Harrelson and, of course, Matthew McConaughey did a great job with their original characters. The horror about it was amazing. The dramatic part of it was great. The film noir kind of feel of it was awesome. The overall writing and directing was just top notch, A+ in my book. True Detective is just hands down, for me personally, going to go down in history as like the best show that has come out, not only in 2014, but overall. You know, it's just a great show, though. I'm just saying, if you have yet to see True Detective, it's just such an amazing show that it's just going to be really hard to top, and I really am interested to see their second season. For those of you who don't know, the writers are coming up with a second season that will be premiering possibly next year, if I'm not mistaken, and we'll be featuring new characters being casted by Vince Vaughn and Colin Farrell. So that's going to be really interesting, to say the least, but overall it's going to be really hard to top this one season. It was just, the overall story from A to Z was just so great. Everything was just awesome. Matthew McConaughey, I said this before, but I don't know what kind of deal he had to make with the devil, but he's just so badass in this show. He just sums up the overall show. You know, he's just so great. And that's what you can say with everyone else. You know, all the other characters / actors were just top notch. You know, everyone was just badass in the show. The visual style was awesome. If there was ever anything that was wrong about True Detective that I personally feel terrible about when I watch it and just think, oh, God, that's just a terrible show, the only thing that I can say that's bad about it is possibly the fact that Matthew McConaughey's character smokes cigarettes so much. Like, as a former smoker, watching this show, kind of similar to Mad Men, it's just like, I want to smoke so badly, but I can't, you know? It's just, he smokes more, like, let's just put it this way, if you've yet to see True Detective. Matthew McConaughey's character in True Detective smokes more cigarettes than Paul Costa on a fucking Monday. That's how I can fucking sum it up. It's just, he's, like, right after he smokes one, he's a chain smoker. He has to smoke again and again and again. And it's fucking crazy to watch. But overall, the show is great. Writing is awesome. The creative team they got for this was just amazing. The director was great. He directed every episode, and every single scene was just top notch. The acting was awesome. The originality was great. The overall detective side of the story was awesome and badass to watch, and to see it unfold. The horror was great in it. The overall mystery feel was pretty cool too. I'm just saying, True Detective is definitely going to go down in history as like one of HBO's best series of all time, and of course my personal favorite show out of 2014. But anyways, I'm pretty sure everyone varies differently. Of course, everyone has a different preference. So in the comment section below, let me know what you personally thought were the best and your personal favorite TV shows that come out of this year. I'm pretty sure all of you have different ones. There are tons of great TV shows that came out this year, so it's definitely going to be interesting to see what comes up next year. But anyways, that's going to be it for this specific top 5. Subscribe to my channel if you've not done so already. I'll be back next week with my top 5 movies of 2014. So if you want to know my personal favorite movies of this year, definitely check out that top 5 next week. But that's going to be it. I hope everyone has enjoyed, and this has been John 12.